here. So welcome to Positive Vibes, inside the Arsenal, Positive Vibes. And it's something that I want to talk about just for the simple fact that right now there's a lot going on. I think people are, coming to grips with reality, that things may not go back to the way that they once were. Maybe not ever, or maybe not at all, but or it might take a while, right? And so one thing that I realized that is necessary, absolutely necessary. This is kind of cool. I'm gonna play with my hair and stuff. But that's kind of cool is, you have the options to make a decision, right? We have the ability to be able to adapt and change. Or I played basketball, and one thing that's major in basketball is learning how to pivot, learning how to move. And right now, I think we're in a time of you either stand still or sit still, and that's fine if that's what you want to do, if you're resting or trying to rejuvenate, recuperate, whatever it is. But you have the option right now to choose to pivot. And that just means to adapt and adjust to in the basketball term, there's somebody in front of you trying to stop you from going where you need to go. And you need to make a move to get around them. And such is life. No one, I'm not saying no one because I know it, but we didn't see this coming, right? But now we're in it. And, I'm in Arizona where, they've lifted, the stay-at-home orders for the most part, but maybe in LA or somewhere, they have not. And so people are learning, and I'm watching people pivot, which that's the vibe that we need to be on. If there's any other time that we need to have more positive vibes, positive thoughts, positive things going on, right now is the time. Because if you just sit and watch the news and listen to every story and everything about coronavirus and this and that and the third, and I'm not trying to downplay or whatever, however, you're going to find yourself in a dark place. You're going to find yourself in a dark hole that you don't need to be in. And that doesn't mean that you're not aware. You could be aware and still operate in your daily life. I've been getting more stuff done now than I was before. Why? Because the time has allowed it. Why? And it's not to glorify being an entrepreneur or anything like that. It's like my boy. I'm wearing his shirt right now, The Bad Company, right? Believe in dreams. So don't take it negative. It's a positive thing. And I literally watched this dude. Shout out to Sharon the barber in Tacoma, Washington. I watched this dude make these shirts at home, high quality, dope stuff. And then when I came into the live, it's like, yo, I want one of them in this color like this. He made it right there on the spot live. That's a pivot. Maybe before, while owning a barbershop, he maybe didn't have the time to do that like that. That doesn't mean he couldn't do it maybe on an off day or super late at night when everyone's sleeping. He's sacrificing something, right, to get these out. But now that he has the time, man, I'm about to knock these shirts out. That's a pivot. So how can you, wherever you are in life right now, adjust and pivot? Be honest with yourself. If you want to do something more, if you don't, chill, just chill. Fine. But if you have something going on, whether it's a business or an idea or whatever it is, right now is the time for you to put your energy into that. It's one of those things where there isn't the instant gratification of I've been creating workouts for this whole, I don't know what day, I don't even know what day we're on in said pandemic. I mean, this is not to brag or whatever. This is just, 2 videos a day at the least, 6 days a week for the last 2.5 months or however long it's been going on. I ain't good with numbers or whatever, but that's a lot of workout videos that before I just wouldn't have time to do. So the vibe is hey, let's get this done. Still doing podcasts, still doing, I'm making TikToks with a 10-year-old and a 13-year-old. Why? It's fun and we can do it. The instant gratification isn't dollar signs, but it's hey, Well, the time is gonna pass anyway. You technically can't go nowhere if you still under orders anyway. So make the best of it. Why not? People are doing Zooms, people are doing whatever. Like, make your video sitting at home. It doesn't have to be elaborate and immaculate. I think sometimes we get into this mindset of like, well, and I'm guilty of like, well, I need this, this, and this to be lined up first. And I need this type of microphone, and I need this type. I didn't start my podcast with this type of microphone. You know what I mean? Like, yo, let me get what I can with what I have and make it work. That's the difference. Later, people will understand when they say, oh, I didn't know you was doing all that. Yeah. Everything ain't instant gratification, but I'm telling you, when you learn to pivot. I was listening to my boy Kev on Stage and Billy Sorrells, two super hilarious comedians. And Billy Sorrells was talking about how this feels like halftime. So if you ever played a sport, you know what that is. At halftime, you're going in there to figure out your strengths, your weaknesses, and how to adjust to what's coming on or what's about to transpire in the second half. Doesn't matter if it's football, whatever sport, there's a halftime for you to sit down and figure it out. So he was saying this is like the halftime of our lives right now. Hopefully, to some degree, it gets better or goes back to some type of normalcy as it once were, right? It's definitely not going to be how it was, I don't think personally, ever again. But that's just my opinion. So in this time, it's like a downtime. This is where you come up. This downtime is how you build up. This is where you can build more content. This is when you can write down your ideas and start controlling the controllables. Do the things that you've always wanted to do within reason. But you have the time. I mean, I was just telling a friend of mine's daughter, she was like, so what do you do? I literally have a schedule as if I'm at a job. And she's like, oh my God, you don't have no days off. I said, nah, this go time. For me, I have to put this stuff out because I'm a fitness professional. So if they even open a gym, right? I got a gym interested in me coming in, teaching my brand stuff. Cool. Then I'm gonna have to pivot again and adjust to that because now I'm adding on to my already schedule. So that means more energy, more effort. That means I'm doing different things. That means take a couple hours out of the day off my schedule to just be creating because now I'm going to be teaching again and or training people one-on-one. So that's going to fill up more of my day, but I already have this foundation set. So you guys learn to pivot right now. You know what I'm saying? You can't switch your pivot foot because that's the travel. You know what I mean? So you can't be traveling in these streets. But switch your pivot foot. No, don't switch it. I'm just playing. But I'm serious in the sense of figure out what you can do now and work that to the best of your ability. Who cares if you're not getting paid right away? It never works that way. Ever. It never works like that. I don't know if you guys listen to Joyner Lucas and you haven't heard or watched the music video, Will, which he did a whole tribute to Will Smith and his whole music and acting career, which is dope. First of all, Joyner Lucas is a real rapper. Okay, let's just call a spade a spade. The dude is talented AF. And the beauty of it is Will Smith came and got on the remix and he was saying some real stuff on the remix about his life, and it's not as perfect as some people might think and whatever, right? So he kind of threw his pivots in there, like, man, just so you know, I went through some stuff too. So don't let all this fool you, but I appreciate the love. Like I said, give the roses while people are alive. But one of the biggest things that happened in that is when Will Smith was talking about, you know, you take one brick at a time. And you put that brick down, and you put another brick down, and eventually you'll have your wall of success. You'll have the things that you want, one brick at a time. So sometimes it's not going to be easy. Sometimes something going to come left field. You're going to get tested in life and see how bad you say you want what you want. But the goal is to continue to lay the bricks down. That's the beauty of it. You lay the bricks down and keep doing it. So don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to adjust. What do you have? What is there to lose? Really, what is there to lose? And if in your head about it, just do the thing. You will learn so much more by just doing than trying to wait for the perfect time and the perfect setup and the perfect scenario. They don't exist. That's what your bricklaying is. You're building your perfection of what you want. But you have to build the building that you want to live in. You have to build the castle that you want to live in. You have to build your success. Nobody gonna build it for you. Other people will start to help you when they see, like, man, you really been laying them bricks. Hey, man, there's good people still out there in the world. I believe that. Let me help you lay some of these bricks. The genuine people will do so. So in this positive vibe, just remember, man, just remember to pivot, and it's okay. Even if you start over. I just did a podcast with a good friend of mine, Debbie, who's a yogi, and said that she didn't even start teaching yoga, and it's her passion and whatever, until she was 50 years old. And I don't know, the listening audience, how many of y'all is 50 or higher. But we got to get out of this mindset of, oh, I'm too old to do that, I'm too old. I literally just got a TikTok, KB Arsenal on TikTok. When people said, no, that's for the kids, leave it to the kids. No, I can use it too. I work out with 2 kids every day that are 10 and 13. Guess what? They put me on game like, no, Uncle Kenyatta, you should get TikTok. And I'm like, no, I don't want TikTok. But that's me being selfish and being like ignorant in my own way. Nah, okay, I'm gonna get one. Show me how to do. Let's do some stuff. So now we do little workout videos on TikTok together. That was a pivot because I wouldn't have probably ever got a TikTok by myself. Ever, forever. But I see the amount of joy that it brings them, and I get to learn from them and vice versa. And we're creating, some of the stuff we taken from other people we seen on TikTok, and then we create some of our own stuff, and they enjoy it. So like, just do the stuff. And enjoy it while you can, because clearly this quarantine is showing you everything can be taken away if we don't get it together. So living with all the fear and not want to do, and this ain't right, and these people did this to me, man, there's so much stuff I can get on here and rant to y'all about and tell you about how snakish and ridiculous people can be, especially in the fitness industry, or lying about support and all stuff, man. And I have my moments where I'm like, man, this sucks. But then it's like, you know what? Nah, I'm going to keep, that's my fuel to my fire. That's another coal added in the fire. Like, here go another one, and we still burning. So don't be afraid to adapt and move forward. Don't be afraid to adjust. Don't be afraid to start over. This is the perfect time for you to be like, what is it? Man, maybe that wasn't working for me. But whatever it is you say you want to do, you have to stick to it. You have to grow through it while you go through it. These 2 things happen simultaneously. And then you look back like, man, we made it through that. So positive vibes, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be on the lookout. New website coming. Arsenal on Demand is coming. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of stuff coming. And, I'm excited. You can't tell whatever. I'm excited to share this with y'all because we've been working daily. You know what I'm saying? And so now it's the time. So do the thing. I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Peace and love. Fire ants. Shout out to palm trees. You know how we do. Stay tuned. New episodes coming soon. All of that. And holler at y'all later, man. I'm out of here. Peace.